Okay, now I've never done this before. This is off the top of my head. I'm going to try to show you something. This is telling me the Gaia hypothesis. Comes down here homeostatic. E equaling to 5 and time. So let's say ET. ETH, we don't have to mention the H. We can see it over here above and below is the heavens. And the I is from side to side because it's showing it to me this way. Movement in time. The E, the reverse of the E, okay, is the 22nd letter and 5 equaling to V. V and E. The V and E will connect to the high and low world, creating the L and the O, creating your love. The vibration between them, this line over here over time, is what brings everything statically together. The E, the V becomes the D, it becomes ED. It'll become the reverse of ED, okay, will now be dead because you need it from the A world. It is the A that's coming in through the pushing of the electronic. So you have dead. I don't know why it says it that way. Dead becomes Dodd because it is life is inside the circle. This becomes 6, this becomes 5. You multiply them. This is your 90 degrees. The length continues on, and the height is only so much, showing me the value of L because it's continuous. The height will only go so much. It'll be fluctuating up and down. This times this equals to 75, which is the moon. 15 times 5. At the same time, this becomes 6 and 5, says moon DNA through the sun. O, 15th letter, 1 and 5 equals 6. 5, 1, 5 will create 6, 5, 6, and it'll create 6 and 2. The dog, give me a bone. The bone reaches the top bone and the bottom bone, connecting two parts of the body. I'm just telling you the way I read everything. O now equals to E. They say optimizing and geophysical logical. Down here it's P and E. This is now 165. To get to 165, 155, 165. Now we are on the other side where man is included, the spirit of the half-life. 1, 6 becomes 7 and 5. This is your moon. This is 1, 5, 5. This is your DNA, and this is the passage inside the sun. These two different things. 1, 6 creates 7, 5. 16 times 5 is 80. Equals to communication. 7 times 5, electric company, communication and electric company. 15 times 5 is 75. 16 times 5 is 80, becomes 86 in the separation of the 7th gate. The reverse of the P will now be K. K is the 11th, it is the ace, it is the church, and the bar between the two sides because of games. And the ace is valued at 1, which is the spirit, passing between 2. 1 passing between 2, 1, 1, and 1. 1 above, 1 below, 1 that passes between. Even if it was a circle, it'd be the left side of the circle, the right side of the circle, and something that goes through the circle. So this is what we get over here in the co-evolutionary, and this only scientists will understand. You have the big O, and the big O shows me I reach for the top, right? You reach all 3 levels. The small O only shows you 2 connections. Remember, 3, 6, and 9 will always be 3, 6, and 9. But 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8 will create 3, 6, and 9. But everything in 1, 4, 7 will now go on the cross. 1, 4, 7, any combination will now go to 2, 5, 8. And 2, 5, 8, any combination will go to 1, 4, 7. So it's the DNA link. 2, 5, 8, 1, 4, 7 sews itself together, okay, in their own domain. But when you connect them together, it'll connect over to 3, 6, 9. So over here we have D and E equals to G because it is the gateway. The reverse to D to the energy in the 3 worlds, not the centrifugal energy, because it's the big one. The small e shows you that it's coming out from the center. That's the small e. Just like the G shows me that it's coming from the right side and it's connected. See, J and C are connected to create this letter. Now, it could be all bullshit, okay? Who knows what I'm saying, if it's right or it's not right. DT in the reverse alphabet. Although it's 42, 9 lives of the cat, they're both small. Okay, the D will be reversed to 23, which is the BC world of creation, 23 and 4, 27, or T plus 7, which means it will revert to the gateway. Instead of the G, it'll be to the T. The G and T is the gateway inside the gematria of A through G calculations. Now these are the small ones. Remember that. And remember how they are built, how the letters are built. 20 will also create the 8, so I already know when these two come together, D and T, I already know it has to do with the cycle, and it comes out of Pluto. This comes out of Pluto, this comes out of Pluto, 4 and 5 comes out of the sun. And out of the sun comes O and E, our vibration, 1 through 5, the A and E world. Let's call it arts and entertainment, and the plateau is Mars connected to Saturn. Raphael and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Thank you for watching. I can go over this, put it on paper, read some of the words that are written down, because if a word is written down, if the word is publicized and heard by, let me fix this again. I have some stuff in the way. If the word is heard, it's heard. If it exists in one, which regardless of how it exists, it's real. Another thing I wanted to mention is I wrote something down, and I'm going to look for it. Give me a second. Let me look for it. Give me a second. And I wrote that the P and E, okay, is the moon phase, and that is because of the 1/6 equals to 7, and 1 times 6 equals to 6 and 5. So because of the multiplication, that X will now revert into the O world. Multiplying and adding. You're adding, here's a plus sign. You're multiplying, it's an X. We're getting the 4 corners, or we're coming through the center, unless, pending, again, if you have D and E. If you have D and E, okay, you see the individual squares over here? You can't draw a straight line through the center. The only time you can draw a plus sign is here. Here you can do both plus and multiply, but you cannot do it in this one because there's no center to a single square. Unless you put 2 squares together, then you can create the X inside the zone of the house, inside the square. 1 and 4 DNA bringing 2 worlds together. That's where this dice comes in. Each side is 16. Each side of this dice, okay, is 9. Each side of this dice, do I have it correct? Is it 12 or 16? I have 4 in the center and 12 around. 16 and 9. What letters? Creates pi. These two different worlds of creation. I'm not sure how we're going to get it. We can connect corners. I don't know. But anyways, at the same time, we spoke about the connection of Highway 93 is in this. A and I connecting to Hoover Dam. The 31st president is Herbert Hoover, bringing H and H and S come together as a reverse vowels. Reverse alphabetic. 8 and 19 equals 27. I always want to create 27. Okay, when I do the reverse alphabet. So HH 88 will create 19, 19, 38. 38 is the creation of the church. When 1 and 8 comes together and 2 and 8 comes together. Heaven's angel resident and 2 and 8, the beta heaven, and that is the cycle of the moon. 7 and 4, gateway to the delta angle, which is Mars, because D is the 4th planet. Or if we reverse the 9 planets, we are going to count it in Saturn. 9, 8, 7, 6. Saturn, 1, 2, 3, 4, Mars. Once we create that, so we now create Herbert Hoover, we now create the dam, we create S and S. Bringing in S gets reduced in Pythagorean. First it gets reduced to 10, and then we knock it back up to 7 again, showing us the gateway. Then we reduce it all the way to 1. In the Pythagorean, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 0. All zeros equal 6 because it is passing, it is going through the center. I see the center of the dartboard, but unless I throw the dart and somebody is at the helm doing the work, I'm doing the work, I had to throw the dart, I had to throw it into the middle of the dartboard to get that 50. Okay, at the same time, so we now have Herbert Hoover 19 and 19, H and H. H and H 88 connects the skies. And inside the creation of 88, you will see a diamond. Okay, it's created by two heart systems. Now, I don't know if you want to call it the aorta or whatever it is, but 88, and I've shown this before. I'm going to see if I can design it right here for you, that when you draw the Resh letter, right? Yin, Yang, Resh. If you want to do it this way, we can do it this way, but I don't want to do it. I want to do the heart. You know, I don't want to do the center of the heart. I just want to do the heart. So when you bring it back this way and you create the other heart on top of each other, you get 88, and you get a diamond that's in the center, and it's like two kissing buddies. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not drawing it really good right now. The Las Vegas numbers, bringing in all the numbers, because, and it was said in one of the videos before by the scientists that there's a lapse in time, and now I completely forget because they break apart time, and everything is messed up on this earth. So they break it apart. Let me start this over again. So what happens down Hoover Dam, Highway 93, 3 and 9, 3 to the power of 2. So now I know it comes from Venus. 3 to the power of 1 will create 1, and 1 to the power of 3 will create 1. 3 to the power of 3 will create 3. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will create 7 and 12. 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 1 times 2 or 1 plus 2 will now create 7 and 2 or 7 and 3. 7 and 3 being the cubed world and connected to Nibiru. 7 and 2 will now create the big red sun, however that link is. Whether it's bigger, the big red sun, or it's just something tiny that's following our blood system, that every time we get happy and it goes through the heart, whoop, now we're sad again. That little thing goes all through our body and comes back, oh, we're sad again. And also the restructuring of energies and everything and periods of time, the solstices, the astrology, the changing of everything. This is to do with restructuring. Where's God? What is he doing? Well, God is restructuring the evil every so often, just like you go to the bathroom, you need to eat, and you need to go to the bathroom, and you need to sleep. Well, the same thing is happening to Earth in different periods of time throughout the years, throughout the millenniums. That's the way they can never win this race, because it goes all the way around, then everything gets, you know, the new battery strikes out, the next one comes up, the count is at 0 again. We start at 0. Nice number, right? 0, right? The greatest number, 0. Imagine if you keep throwing the ball towards the batter and it's always a strike, but they don't mark anything at all. Is that a void or is that a 0? What else is there? The ace, which is the church between two sides, right? If I put a bar, if I put a V for life and put a bar across, that would create my A, right? Or is this my A, the I into the world? The V is on the outside, the A is on the inside, because that's the way I see it. I'm just throwing things around right now. There's just so many things. If we want to get to the 7th gate through the sun, and the number to the sun is 54, 45, 45 being the foxhole inside the SUN, and inside the SUN is S is for A and I of the heavens, because the H is the reverse of S and I. The creation of S is through Ma, M-A, the letters M-A, or just the letter M is the 13th letter, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. A showing it's also relevant to the other side, or the mirror, because of the circumflex. Or let's say the other side, the gold is at the other side of the rainbow, and the word gold is also the diameter of the moon in kilometers at 3476, located and surrounded all around the 5 key. 3 in between 5 is 4, 1 in between 5 is 3, 5 in between 9 is 7, number between 5 and 7 is 6, between 1 and 5 is 3, between 3 and 5 is 4, between 5 and 9 is 7, 3476, or 2160 miles, or 1440 minutes times 1.5, which is the numeric value for running of the clock Mars. The vibration inside 2, 3, and 4. 4 times 15 is 60. 8 times 3.75 equals to 30, and 16 times 3.75 equals to 60. 3, 7, and 5 equals to 15 equals to 6. 16 times equals to 7. The spirit of 76 is the movement of the half time. And then we can start getting into football, and everything keeps flowing. And does anything make any sense at all? Thank you for watching this video. Raphael 72 Science Art. And to all those who have created, who've given me all these numbers to work with, I just want to thank you and bless you, and most of you rest in peace forever and ever, and never forever, because they're still with us. Thank you for watching.